It's a $180 laptop deal versus one that's $1,800. I've got the results plus an insane 2-in-1 coming right up. Hi, I'm the YouTube deal guy, Matt Granite. I find the biggest deals anywhere. I'm getting so many requests as we get closer to graduation season, and more importantly for just people on the go to find a laptop with a detachable monitor, essentially a tablet, more importantly, the best deal you will see. Now, I realize that a $180 laptop, which is usually about $250, $280, with an Intel processor, a solid state drive, a front and rear webcam, is great just as a deal on its own. And I've used it and I'm going to show you all of the tests as we put this through the ringer. But I thought let's do something crazy. Instead of compare this to a $400 laptop where it'll hold its own to some extent, what happens if we put this beside a top of the line MacBook Pro? Can it beat the MacBook Pro? Can it even come close to holding its own? For me, those are some of the more exciting tests to showcase. More importantly, if you've never seen me before, I love deals, I love subscribers, I love everyone who's watching, even those people that leave some mean comments sometimes when products sell out. There's a link located right under the video screen which will score you this New Vision laptop. It comes with the accessories that you need right out of the box. But let's take this, use it, and I'll show you side by side where I think this has its strengths. This $1,800 MacBook Pro, which actually fully loaded with all the upgrades and the RAM adjustments I did, is $3,000, but that's besides the point. It has 2 USB ports on one side and 2 USB ports on the other. That's a total of 4. This New Vision laptop also has 4. You have 2 USB ports right here. You have an HD out, which the MacBook Pro does not have. And then it's astounding, but you do have 1 USB port here and another one over here for a total of 4. This also has a card reader, so you could further expand the storage. The MacBook Pro does not. You have a rear-facing camera. The MacBook Pro does not have a rear-facing camera. Turn this around. Front-facing camera in Windows, and of course, on this one right here, you have a front-facing camera and the laptop, which is $300 regularly, and of course, the price I found way under that mark. Both displays, beautiful, bright HD displays. Of course, the Retina, or the so-called Retina display on the MacBook Pro does have the edge, but what happens when I touch this screen? Nothing. With this screen, I can scroll. It is a touch screen, so that would be one more advantage you get out of a $180 laptop versus the MacBook Pro. Both computers have your equivalent of the digital mouse pad built in. Both very responsive. In terms of actual audio, the audio superior on the MacBook Pro. Screen doesn't detach though, of course. This becomes a tablet. With the MacBook Pro, well, you need to buy an iPad, and that could be another $900. And because this is 11.6 inches of HD display, if you were to buy this screen in an iPad size to get that tablet extension, you're looking at $1,000 or north of that mark. Let's look at a page load test, because for web browsing and what we're all going to be doing on the go, I want to show you the New Vision can really hold its own. I've cleared my cache from both browsers. They're using the same internet connection. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Virtually the same, maybe a second or two lag for the pop-up, but let's try a different page. Let's go to usatoday.com. When it comes to video tests, this computer may be a second or two behind the MacBook Pro, but you have to keep in mind, this is the top of the line processor, top of the line RAM. I've maxed this out. It's a $3,000 computer. This shouldn't even be within 10 seconds of that computer at $180, but it is. Let's maximize the video on both, and you can see up close how both look. The video on the MacBook Pro obviously has the edge, but this is a really nice HD display. If I didn't have this beside the MacBook Pro, I mean, you can see there is many redeeming features tied to this. Side by side, not a world of difference, which is astounding given the price differential. Built into this, so unlike some of those audio out of this, tack onto a wall, this is sizable. Not great, you can see compared to the actual television. But when you detach this as a tablet, it's a great viewing experience. You could watch Prime or Netflix on here, YouTube. This would be great if you're watching television in bed. Really nice features tied to that. The audio on the MacBook Pro of a television.
Way better.
Television will have this. It's not even a question between the two. But this is more than watchable. The audio is just what you would need to get through a day. And the MacBook Pro, to be honest, is a MacBook Pro. This has the portability tied to it that this doesn't have. There's significantly more weight tied to this, and I love that this detaches and then I can turn this right back into a computer without having to carry around a separate keyboard. Battery life on here, 6 hours in our tests. The MacBook Pro, they claim full day battery life. Try editing a video on it and you're lucky if you get 3 hours. If you are just using basic tasks on here and not video editing, it does get 5.5 to 6 hours, which would make the battery comparable. I'm not using the video editing example on the New Vision laptop because you really can't edit video on it. Microsoft Office on here loads quickly. You get your apps, you've OneDrive, you can use Outlook or Excel. And the fact that I can keep swapping through the full versions tied to these products and then use it in a tablet form, that's amazing. You have the full Office suite that you can use for presentations, PowerPoint at your fingertips. That is not something I can do with the MacBook Pro if I do need to detach the screen, which doesn't exist as an option. You can see things actually load very quickly on here. I don't need to show you how great these speeds are on the MacBook Pro because it really does have a top-of-the-line processor in it. But beautiful gaming visuals. I mean, look at this. This is right here. I just called this up and you can see how beautiful these graphics are. I could blow you away with graphics on the MacBook Pro, which, yes, it's awesome. But this is $180. That's where this really gets exciting. You can see there's no lag, nothing stuttering, and even in preview versions, on some of the gaming tests that I've done on other laptops, you can see the screens starting to get a little bit grainy. You can see the processor working hard. This is loading, it's doing what we need it to do, and as I scroll back to the Windows menu, and a lot of people really do like Windows. That's one of the great things about a PC. You have the familiarity with a platform you already have at your office. It's unlikely that you have Sierra or whatever iteration of the operating system on a Mac at your office computer. So this really gets the job done. You get your weather, and of course you have Cortana built in. You can personalize this however you need. You can also link all of your photos, everything you need in one place. If you have a Surface, this would also work very well to have all of your docs, your photos, and your videos synced from one platform to the next. It's great. It's not the be-all and end-all of laptops, but really given the price, what it brings to the table, and how it can hold its own, or at least come close to some of the tests that I did against a MacBook Pro in terms of page load, speed, and your basics. This is a phenomenal grab at the price. If you are using an iPad, you're going to find, yes, the iPad is amazing, but you're using a portable version of the Apple operating system, iOS. The nice thing about the New Vision system, which I found, is it actually bridges the gap between both. You get a fully functional keyboard where you don't need to carry around these crazy accessories that accommodates the unit as a laptop, but you have the full Windows version of every program. So for those of us that actually need to do word processing, Excel, or things tied to college, travel notes, whatever it is, presentations, you get that done and it just works. When you need to detach this and share the content, pass it around a boardroom, or if you need to use this on the go, you're not dealing with a $2,000 investment. You've got a laptop which you could easily convert. You can use this anywhere. I am a big fan. Between Windows, Intel, yep, that's a real thing, and the tech specs that comprise this $180 two-in-one, you are so far ahead of the game. If this is a gift that you want to give, even something you want to hold on, this beats Black Friday pricing by at least $15. So it's substantial, and more importantly, for those of us that just need something while we're watching television, or if you have basic tasks where you're not video editing, this will get it done. Now, if you do want to score this, I have no idea how long this deal will be around, but it is located right under the video description box. Just expand it. For those of you who have more significant computing needs, some of the Alienware systems, those hardcore quad-core processor units, of course, I'll be testing those during the late summer when those units drop in price, but that's not today. That's the day for this. Okay. Awesome. Let me know what you need in the comments section. I will work on some of the more hardcore deals, but for so many of us, just the everyday browsing, computing, word processing, documentation, great way to go. Thank you for watching. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of my other huge deals, and I've got some massive giveaways right around the corner, there's a very easy way to get subscribed. Just click on my head right here. That'll subscribe you to this channel. If you need help turning on your notifications or leaving a comment, click here. And that last big roundup of deals I did, it's over here.